fixture, which will take place on Saturday. And it will be at the Chatsworth Stadium, Royal AM up against Orlando Pirates. And we now have the away team coach joining me here. And like I said, in the interest of time, I'm going to just give you guys the opportunity to ask the questions. But of the MTN8, as you know. So let's take the first question from the floor. Tepo?
Thanks. Coach Tepo from ENCA. How important was the victory in the league, coach, for the team? Going into a very tricky side, Royal AM, especially playing in Devon, very, very tricky. How important was you to get that slender win? Thank you.
Good afternoon. Well, obviously, it's very important to continue with positive results, even though it's a different competition, but we are the same team, so those victories in difficult circumstances will help to build the confidence, to build the trust, and we are in the beginning of the season, so these early wins are, like I said, very, very important to boost the process. Now we have a different competition, knockout game. It's a totally different way to, or not totally, but there's some difference in the way you approach those games. But like you said, the 3 points yesterday, the performance at home is gonna help us to, when you have these only 2 days between the games, you win. Of course, your brain is working in a different way, so it will help a lot in order to recover. You feel much more fatigue, much more tired when you lose or when you don't get the result that you were looking for. So in this case, the 3 points are going to help us also to be, or looks more fresh on Saturday.
Okay, moving on to Karabo.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Coach.
Afternoon.
I think you've been here for 4, 5, 6 weeks. Maybe just a quick one in terms of what is your take on the league thus far, the teams that you're playing up against. And Coach, you come into a club that really, I think the last time they won this tournament was 2020 under correction. Do you feel the pressure of now ensuring that Pirates lift trophies again, because this is one of the greatest club, not only in South Africa but on the African continent as well? Do you feel the pressure, and how are you dealing with it?
My first contact with the league or with South African football, I said many times, it's very positive in a way that I'm still really, really impressed about the level of the players, the squads, the technical level of the players. That makes the games fast, with a high tempo, with the uncertainty of every result is possible. I don't see so far easy games to play. I said yesterday, when you are not ready to deal with the opponent that you have in front, probably you will not get the reward. You have to be always prepared for the games, and that makes the league very attractive in my eyes. About the pressure, I will repeat myself, but it's part of our job. I don't see the pressure like something negative. Pressure is, I take it like something who makes me or push me out of my bed every morning to go and do my best in the training, to do my best in the games, to look for my best version. And it's the same with the players. We try to look for our best version every morning, every time we have the chance to face an opponent, and pressure is part of this sport, this game, and like I said, it's something positive. Obviously, when you are representing such a club like Pirates, you know what it means, you know what the people is waiting for, and we're gonna do our best one more time in this new tournament, this new opportunity to increase the club history. So the responsibility is there, and the pressure, it's like I said, it's something nice, something positive.
Coach Mazola.
Coach, we saw a nasty clash of heads between Sibisi and Tapelo last night. Is there a further update after that?
Yeah, yesterday were a couple of curious incidents during the game, unexpected. We have now 2 games between the games. We have to do everything in order to recover the players, including CBC and Clocky, and that's what I can say so far.
Alright, moving right along. Let's go to Colin there, back. We can give him the mic from the back there. Velile, you'll be up next.
Coach, my question is mainly about the style of play. Because I've been asking these questions to many coaches. I said, what philosophy is it applied at your team, or you just want to start at ground zero?
The style of playing, our style of playing is to we try to create a context where we can dominate the games through the possession. Going in more details, we are not looking for a very long possessions. We are looking for dominate the games through the possession, but trying to be as vertical as possible, trying to arrive in the box when we have the advantage as quick as possible, trying to play in a high tempo, which is difficult when we are playing every 2-3 days. We knew that it's gonna happen during this month, but anyway, we trying to be competitive in every phase. There are moments where we have the ball, we try to be a difficult team for the opponent to deal with when we have it. There are moments where we don't have the ball. We are trying to be a difficult team for the opponents, and we are, actually. So football is not only when you have it, it's also when you don't have, or you don't have the capacity to have it, like it happens yesterday, for example, in some moments of the game. And also the transitions are relevant, very relevant nowadays in our game. So we try to be a complete team. We have to try to be solid when we don't have the ball. We try to be solid when we have to defend a corner. In the end, like I said many times, we try to be an attractive team, understanding that it's not going to be possible, in every single game, every single minute. But when we don't have the capacity to do it, we want to be a team that no one wants to have in front. Even in our worst day, we want to be a competitive team and fight for the result with, all of our capacity.
All right, Velile, the mic was just there.
Yeah, Coach Velile from SABC. Just going back, you go into a team that you played against recently in the league, in Royal AM. What informs your approach this time around? Do you think you'll be helped by the analysis of that game? And what caught your attention about the opposition the last time? The response that you've just heard now, it reminded me of how you handled them as they were starting, and you grinded the result after taking that lead before after.
Well, we played there 1 week ago or 8 days ago. In that period, none of the teams have really have time to train or implement many changes, or at least we don't have so much time to do it on the field. So we cannot expect, big changes in both teams. Even though I'm sure that we both learn some certain things about ourselves that we didn't know before that game. So we know much more about Royal AM as they know much more now about Pirates. So those small details are going to play on Saturday, I'm sure. I don't think there's going to be, like I said, many differences in the way that both teams are going to approach the game. It's a different scenario. That's true. It's a different field, different conditions, different quality of the field. So that will play also. It's gonna affect in a way. They are, in my eyes, a very difficult team to deal with when they have the ball. So our intention is gonna be to try to minimize the time that they can be in possession. So that's our intention. It works there during a decent time, amount of time in this previous game, and we're gonna try to repeat the same idea.
Thank you, Coach. At the back there, far post, towards it.
So towards far post. Coach, you gave Zakele Lipasa his first start of the season yesterday. What was your impression of him, Zakele Lipasa?
About Zakele, the same impression that I had before the game start. I'm working with him every day. I know what the guy can give us. So I'm happy with his performance yesterday. The way that he contributed to the 3 points, as long as he could manage to keep the tempo that we are looking for in our striker, and the future is in his hands. I hope that he can continue with the same progression and still be useful for us in the future.
All right, Temba Shabalala and then Pendulo.
Coach, I'm looking at the venue that you're playing at. It's an intimate venue. Orlando Pirates, Kaizer Chiefs command a huge support. How much of a pressure does it bring to you, knowing that you've got so many fans that will be there filling the stadium? And number two, this cup is the quickest way to glory. 4 games, and you've got it all.
About the derby.
About this match, sorry.
This match.
This match.
Yes.
Yeah, as you said, it's about 4 games to have the chance to get a trophy. So we're gonna try to make the first step. We don't see more than the next game. Like I said just yesterday, I'm not thinking about the semi-finals, or it doesn't have any sense. You know, we have to do a good job on Saturday. If we have a bad day there, we are out. It's the nature of the competition. So we are just focusing the next one, and then in the next league match. And I'm not thinking so much about the possibility of get trophies. I think we all have dreams and wishes, but just focusing the facts. And the facts is that we have to beat Royal AM if we want to continue in the competition, and we want to dream about that possibility. So let's wait for the final. If we have the right and we deserve to be there, we have to do it on Saturday.
Coach, buenas tardes, bienvenidos to the freelance. Coach, we are going again, we're visiting Royal AM again, and this time it's a cup game. And last night when you had the conversation, I've asked you about your concerns of not converting the chances you create. You've always won 1 goal in most of the matches. And now, do you think that your opponents have fully analyzed your lack of converting, and how prepared are you in making sure that you finally get those goals coming? Thank you.
I'm sorry, but I have to repeat myself, obviously, almost every day. But I'm not, it's not a concern. My concern is to create chances. I'm worried about, yesterday we didn't create enough, for example. We have to analyze what happened and try to be much more aggressive in the last meters, more precise, create chances. If we create chances, we're gonna be always close to win. We're gonna play far from our goal. We're gonna have much more chances to keep our clean sheet. It's about that. It's in the end of the game. If it's 1-0, it's 1-0. If we are leading 1-0 and we suffer a bit more in the last 10 minutes, I'm so sorry. I'm suffering as well there on the bench. So I would like to arrive in the last part of the games leading 4-0, but unfortunately it's not possible. You can see every result in the league is very tight. Almost every result is very tight, and it's normal in this moment of the season. Every team is 100% focused, motivated. Everybody is fighting to get a good place, in the end of the month in the table, and we are not an exception. We create enough to sometimes be leading, but for different reasons we didn't manage to capitalize the chances that we are creating, and that's the only worry I have. I'm not so worried, or not worried at all, about the last pass to the net, or the last touch. It's gonna happen sooner or later, hopefully soon, because then we're gonna be much more, not relaxed, but not suffering a heart attack in the last minutes. But that's all. I have to repeat myself because otherwise it's not gonna sound like truth, but it is the truth. I'm not worried at all.
Thank you, Coach. Are there any takers for the last two questions? Maybe at the back there. Right, we remain here in front. Lawrence.
Coach Lorenzo from the Ski Times. Tabang Monare, Temping Jose Lorch, the two guys you mentioned earlier. The injury list is growing much longer. Is that a concern for you? Or is it just, like you said, too many games in a short space of time?
Yeah, you're right. I think we in this period we had one injury actually. Everybody else is about hits, knocks, accidents like yesterday. We are not suffering a bad moment in terms of injuries. Maybe a bit unlucky in some situations like it happens yesterday, but nothing else. Those are not serious things or are serious for them because they are suffering the consequences of playing this amount of games in a row. Sometimes, when the fatigue appears, like it happens yesterday in the end of the game for both teams, it's more possible that those type of misunderstandings, that provoke an accident, like it happens yesterday, not only between two players, it happens at least 3 times. Well, it can happen because of the fatigue. You make, worse decisions, wrong decisions. Sometimes the timing is wrong, the coordination, sometimes when you are tired, is not the best one. So it's a consequence of that, but not injuries. We are talking about accidents in a way that it takes time because, they are not going, it was not a joke, for example, yesterday between Clocky and CBC, but not worry about that. They will be ready, I think, soon. I'm very optimistic about every case, so hopefully they will be on the field on Saturday.
Tsepo.
Thanks. Coach, I know it's still early days in the league. Are you surprised with how the team is doing, finding themselves at the top so early in the season? Is it what you maybe envisaged at the start of the beginning of the season?
No, the fact that we are now in the top is not only about us, it's about all the results. We in the end we collect 11 points so far. I would like to have even at least 3 more points, and I'm not thinking if I want to be second, third, or fourth, or first in this moment. I would like to have at least, like I said, some more points, even though 11, at the moment looks good, but I'm still, missing a couple of more points for us. That's the objective in August and beginning of September, to collect as much points as possible. We just arrived a few weeks ago. It's a new process, a new coaching staff, some new players. You need to get early wins like we are trying to do, and we are getting, in order to find the proper environment, the proper context for the team to grow. We are gonna be much better team in 2 or 3 months. You can be sure. The way that the guys are training and are facing every ideas and every proposals that we do makes me feel very, very positive. I'm optimistic about the future. For sure, Pirates is gonna be much better than in this moment. But we need time. We need time to train. We need to know each other much better. After these 6 games, we know much more about the squad than we knew before we start. The players are much more close to our ideas and the things that we want to do. So, if we have the patience and the small portion of luck that you also need to compete, because this is a game, I'm very, very positive. I'm optimistic about the future for us.
All right, Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're gonna end it here. All the best for Saturday.
Thank you so much.